Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's race day. NHRA is at Zmax in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you hadn't seen my recap, I put it out yesterday or last night. Shows the ladder, shows who got number one qualifier, shows who was going to run who, all that good stuff. It's only 8 minutes long. Go get caught up, come back, check it out. You'll be ready to go. See, we're going to do the highlights of first, second rounds. Then we're going to run over the semis. We're going to run over the finals. And I'm going to add pro mods to it. So we're going to go kick it off with Top Fuel highlights. You know I'm going to kick it off with Clay Milligan. He was the lucky pair straight off the trailer. First pair down against Jasmine Salinas.
We are pre-stage. We are set. The Carolina Nationals are underway. That's a great place to start if you're Clay Milligan. He wins it 381, 326. Jasmine Salinas 379, 329. Milligan by 6 thousandths of a second on a hole shot.
Hell yeah, brother, as Cletus would say. Love to see that win light come on. First pair down. Clay takes her out 381 to her 379. It's a hot track, so I'm just glad they got down the dang track. Brittany Force is the next one I want to show you against Ida Zetterstrom and Justin Ashley against Dan Mercier.
Brittany Force needs points if she wants to get back in the championship. Brittany hazes the tires. Ida hazes the tires. They both pedal, and Brittany Force gets away with it. 478, 203 miles an hour. Brittany didn't win that. She survived that. Ida goes 489 at 147 miles an hour. Justin smokes the tires. Dan smokes the tires. Oh, and Justin wins it by 8 thousandths of a second. You could see Justin leave first, 17 to Dan Mercier's 112. They both were pedaling for all they were worth, and Justin Ashley snuck by 8 thousandths of a second. Joe.
Well, Brittany gets it done. That was a pretty wild one. And then a little chainsaw over there. That's what I've been calling Justin Ashley. 17 chainsaw. And he needed every bit of it. So they on to the next round. And then the other ones that won were Doug Foley over Tony Schumacher, Billy Torrance over Sean Reed, Doug Coletta over Tony Stewart, Sean Langdon over Josh Hart, and Antron Brown over Steve Torrance on a hole shot. In funny car, I really only had one highlight, and that's Daniel Wilkerson versus J.R. Todd.
Daniel Wilkerson is no easy task. That's a pretty good race. That is Dan Wilkerson's race. On a hole shot, 398 beats 394. Dan Wilkerson with an 0.17 reaction time.
So what's up with the 17 lights? Daniel Wilkerson just follows in the footsteps of Justin Ashley. He's moving on. Matt Hagan over Dave Richards. Austin Prock over Alexis DeJoria. Jack Beckman over Buddy Hull. And Ron Capps over Chad Green. In Pro Stock Car, I really didn't have anything. Jerry Don Tucker over Troy Coughlin Jr., Christian Quadra over Corey Reed, Jed Coughlin Jr. over Latino, Hartford over Cameron Caruso, Dallas Glenn over Mason, Greg Anderson over Kenny Delco, Aaron Stanfield over Chris McGahey, and Erica over David Reese. In Pro Stock Motorcycle, I really didn't have nothing either. Angie Smith over Scally, Hall over Kelly Clonch, Chase Van Sant over Ingersoll, Hector over Bostic, Gianna over Steve Johnson, Gadsden over Tornow, Gage over Hilton, and then Matt Smith with low ET, 683. You know, he had that bye, so he'll face Angie in the next round. For pro mods, I didn't go over the ladder, so I want to do that real quick from yesterday. So Gonzalez over Stevie Jackson, Wright over Thorne, Lasik and Cartuccio, Scruggs and Demetria, Bond and King, Banica and Castellana, Ricky Smith and Travis Harvey. Travis Harvey is who I talked about, and I don't know if you watch my no preps, but he went and drove for Justin Swanstrom at a big grudge race, 100,000 on the side to win. He won that for Justin Swanstrom's team. And then he went on and won the race, and it was for 100,000. It was a huge deal. He got the call to come and drive for Khaled Alabushi. He's out of the country. That's what they said on the broadcast. So that's really cool that he got to come in and make his debut in that car. And then Mike Janis over Reitenbach. So Ken Cartuccio comes in as the number 1 points leader, and he had Jordan Lasik right off the trailer. I'm going to show that highlight. I want to show Travis Harvey versus Ricky Smith, Tricky Ricky Smith, that's Matt's daddy, and then Stevie Jackson versus Jose Gonzalez.
There we go. Cartuccio goes in, lights the bottom bulb. Lazic alongside. Great drag race. Lazic stretching it out, knocks out the points leader here in round number 1. Lazic for the win. Lazic, your winner, 575, 249 miles an hour. Khaled could not be here this weekend. So the substitute driver this weekend. And I think Khaled's going to be happy because Travis will go on to round number 2. Ricky got out of shape there, about 400 feet out. The rear end kind of kicked out on Ricky's car. And he couldn't get bumping their way in. Jose is in. Stevie. And we're gone. Stevie gets the win, but blows it up in the process. Steve Jackson, all the smoke came out of it at the top end, but Steve Jackson gets the round win, 597.
I ain't gonna lie, I love watching pro mods. Jordan Lasik takes out the points leader. That's gonna make a huge shakeup because the top 4 people are out of there. So Justin Bond has got a chance to make a big move. And then the Shadow, he blowed one up. He blowed one up either Friday or Saturday too. So he's been over there destroying some parts. Demetria over Jason Scruggs, Mike Jennis over Rivenbark, Castellana over Billy Banica, Justin Bond over Chip King, and Chris Thorne over Mason Wright. Second round top fuel, I'm going to show Doug Foley against Justin Ashley, and of course I'm going to show Clay Milligan versus Brittany Force.
Anything up. Both of them puffed it. Whoa, hang on, Justin. Justin Ashley had that thing so far sideways that Amanda could read skag on it from the other end of the racetrack. And Doug Foley, hey, it wasn't a thing of beauty, but it was a winning thing. 4.709 at 227 miles an hour. The number 12 qualifier goes on. Justin Ashley, watch again on the NHRA, the Play NHRA replay. Off the starting mark, Justin first. Well, Justin's always first. And then both of them puff the tire. Watch Justin. Woo! That car's 300 inches long, and that was about as sideways as you can get a top fuel car without turning it on its side. Going to be Clay, 379, 323 miles an hour. Brittany Force goes 3909. They're 5 thou apart in reaction time.
Woo, that little chainsaw over there, Justin Ashley scared the bejesus out of me. I thought he was going to crash. I hollered so loud. Doug Foley takes the win. That's who we'll have. You see Clay Milligan got that win light against Brittany. So, and then Antron beat Billy Torrance and Doug Coletta beat Sean Langdon. Funny car, I really didn't have anything. Tasca over John Smith, Beckman over Daniel Wilkerson, Austin Prock over Ron Capps, he smoked the tires, and then Hagan had to buy because, they only had the 14 cars, so the way the ladder fell, whoever got number 1 qualifier got to buy, so he's on to the semis. Pro stock car, no highlights. Erica over Jerry Don Tucker, Aaron Stanfield over Jay Coughlin, he had issues off the line, Dallas Glenn over Matt Hartford, and then Greg Anderson over Christian Quadra, so it's going to be 2 Elite and 2 KBM. Pro Stock Motorcycle, Gianni Evaristo over Hector Arana, Gage over John Hall, Richard Gaston over Van Sant, Matt Smith over Angie Smith. He went 686 to her 689. So it's going to be 2 MSR bikes against 2 Vance and Hine bikes. Pro Mods, I do have a highlight. Mike Castellana versus Justin Bond.
Goes in. Justin Bond follows. Here we go. Oh, they're both pedaling it. Justin Bond is hard into the right side wall. And Mike Castellana with a 665.3242 wins the race. They both pedaled the car. They both got back on the throttle. And Justin hit the right side wall. We're going to have to see the replay. The car looks pretty okay and maybe not quite as hard as it first appeared. But Mike Castellana is going on to the semis. Side of the car. All right, let's watch. Both tire shake. Tire shake, hard right, Justin Bond, bang. You decide. How hard was that? And
man, that was his big move. Like, he needed to make a move right then with all them other people out, so I know he's sick over that. Demetria over Lasik, and then Chris Thorne had a competition bye because you remember we saw Stevie Jackson blow up. He didn't make the call, so. And then Travis Harvey onto the semi. He took out Mike Janis. Top Fuel semis: Antron Brown versus Doug Coletta, and Clay Milligan versus Doug Foley.
Fifth Third Bank, Coletta Air Careers, Future Energy Solutions, Revcom, the reigning champ in the right, three-time champ in the left. And it's going to be Antron Brown. 387 beats 387. Way to his second final in 3 races. Antron Brown awaits. Boom. And boom. Doug Foley wins it on fire. Clay Millican hit the gas and blew the blower off of it. Doug Foley obviously does not know what's going on behind him. It smoked the tires. Antron wasn't out in front of him. He pedaled it. It went kaboom. I don't think it was quite a kablooey, but it went kaboom. And Doug Foley will run for the trophy. Watch it again on the Play NHRA replay. Right there, Millican's race is over. Foley smokes. I don't see anybody. I ain't quitting. Kaboom. Yeah, not a kablooey. Kaboom. Knocked the blower off of it. And Doug Foley, out of the number 12 qualifying position, is going to the final round.
I don't know what the hell happened. Bombs was going off in both lanes. I hate Clay's went off before. Foley's, I hate anybody had a bomb go off. But Clay had him on the tree, but I don't know what happened. I ain't talked to nobody. I'm recording as I go. I texted him, make sure Clay was good. I'm sure it rang his bell a little bit. And then you saw Antron took out Doug. So Antron and Foley, and I hope Foley has enough parts to get it back up there. We'll see. Funny car is going to be Bob Tasca versus Matt Hagan, and Austin Prock versus Jack Beckman.
We got a Ford on one side. We got a Dodge on the other. We got a pair of Chevys sitting behind them. Who's going to the final? Oh, what a race. 4 flat beats 4 flat. Wow. Matt Hagan left first by 4 thousandths of a second. Ran quicker by 7 thousandths of a second, and won it by 11 thousandths of a second. Will it be the classic matchup? Dickie against Jimmy? Yes, it will. 396, 324 miles an hour, and the Proc rocket just keeps rolling.
Okay, they just interviewed Foley. He said he's got plenty of parts, so he'll make it. So he'll be back up there to run Antron. And then Pro-Stack car is going to be Erica Enders versus Dallas Glenn, and Greg Anderson versus Aaron Stanfield.
Oh, a double bulb for Dallas Glenn. Erica pulls right in. She's ready to go. Dallas got himself a couple, and Erica is falling back. 664. 207 miles an hour for the win. 207. Look at him celebrating down there on the left side of the racetrack. It's that big a deal. Fires rolling in. Greg Anderson left. Aaron Stanfield right. Dallas Glenn awaits. 4th thou on reaction time. Call it a coin flip. 11th thou at the finish line. Call it Aaron Stanfield. 4th thou on the starting line, 7th thou on the racetrack. Aaron Stanfield wins it by 0-11.
So Dallas double bulbs Erica, as you saw, and I guess, I don't know if it was her or who, but when they got out down there, they had words. They just said it got heated down there. Dallas said he didn't do it on purpose, and if he did do it on purpose, he would have said it. And he said, but it worked. So him and Aaron's on to the final. Pro-Stock Motorcycle. Richard Gaston versus Gage Herrera. Matt Smith versus Gianna Evaristo.
Yes, please. Richard Gadsden, his first year in Pro Stock Motorcycle. Still kind of learning some of the nuances, but he is a talented man behind the bar, believe me. How about it? Gadsden, 689, 196 miles an hour. Gage Herrera had a double 05 reaction time. But by the time he got into the 330-foot mark, we knew he wasn't going to win it. We'll send him into retirement if it happens. Gianna, 017. Not enough motorcycle. 6903. 196 for Matt. 704. 192 for Gianna. An 017 reaction time. But you can see the 60-foot time up there on the Sunoco Vision. Gave back a little bit there.
Pro Mod is going to be Demetria Samarukova. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm sure I'm not. Against Chris Thorne and Travis Harvey versus Mike Castellana.
For a trip to the final at Zmax. So good to have Pro Mods back in the house here. Oh, what a race. 1,000th of a second. Dmitry Samarukov at the finish line stripe. It was 1,000th of a second. And Dmitry Samarukov will run for the trophy. That's nuts. Nah, that's Pro Mod. Travis Harvey's going to make the most of his cameo. He's going to the final. 581. 247, somewhere on the other side of the world, Sheik Abdullah and Khalid Al-Belushi just went, that's my boy.
Pro Mod Finals, Travis Harvey driving for Khalid Al-Belushi versus Demetria Samarukova.
Who gets the Wally? Off first, Travis Henry. To the stripe first, Travis Henry. 578. 247, 594. Dmitry, that car just didn't hit the tire like it should have down here. Travis Harvey got the call from Khalid Al-Belushi. I need you to fill in. Got to be part of our marquee matchup where Ricky Smith said, this kid's good.
Pro Stock Motorcycle Final, Richard Gaston versus Matt Smith.
With a Carolina Wally. Will it be Richard or will Matt defend his home racetrack? Red light start. Richard Gadsden jumps too soon, and Matt Smith's team jumps off the ground. Impressive stuff to go with 6 world championships as he's chasing a 7th.
Pro Stock Car, Dallas Glenn versus Aaron Stanfield.
On his shoulders. Both of them just roll right in and stay. Couple of thou advantage goes to Dallas. And it's enough. 662 beats 663. 6 thou on the tree. Added 4 more on the track. Wins it by 100.
Funny Car, Austin Prock versus Matt Hagan.
To try to stop all of the Procs. And it's going to be Austin Prock again. 3.9, 2, 4, 326 to a 3.958, 324. The margin at the stripe, 15 thousandths of a second.
Top Fuel, Antron Brown versus Doug Foley.
Matco Tools, Toyota, Hangstaford, Lucas Oil, and Antron Brown. Well, Cinderella. I'm sorry to say it's midnight. 384, Antron Brown, 319 miles an hour. Doug Foley goes 386, 316 miles an hour. I'm going back to back.
What a good day of racing. Congrats to Travis Harvey, Carolina kid. That's not going to be the last time we see him, I can assure you. Now, it ain't like he ain't been out there racing all this time, because he has been, and he just made a big statement getting out there with them Pro Mod boys. Matt Smith took over the points lead from Gage Herrera. That's a pretty big deal. Gage just ran away with it, as we know. Dallas Glenn took over the points lead back from Aaron Stanfield, so that's been a battle. Austin Prock, he opens up his fire suit. He's got a big S for Superman. He's killing it. Him, his daddy, his brother, that whole crew. Congrats to him. He's a good kid. Antron Brown, back to back. I mean, he's probably took it over the points. I don't know, because I ain't looked at the points, but I do think that he's probably took over the points. And next week, I'm going to do the same thing I did. I'm going to be live in St. Louis, in Clay's Pit. Come check that out. I'll be doing no prep. They're somewhere, I think they're in Michigan. So I appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing. I didn't give no props to Doug Foley. Glad to see that they got theirs back up there and gave Antron a run too. Anyway, I digress again. Thank you guys. Leave me a comment because you know I love it.